You are now on video.
Yeah, I know.
So, tell me, where are we going today?
LTO.
The LTO. The LTO is the Land Transportation Office because you have to have a driver's license to drive here. I have one, but my license is only good for 3 months, which it's only good for 3 months when you land on your visa stamp. From the time you're stamped, you got 3 months to drive on your American license. And
I will give this to Kylie.
I do know I have to take a drug screen, which that's fine. I don't do drugs. I don't even smoke cigarettes, so I'm not worried about that part. My biggest fear about that part is being able to go pee in the cup if I don't have to go. Get my meaning? So with that, I mean, other than that, we're going to do that, and we're going to stop at the bank and get some money out of my account. We will fill you in on exactly how much the LTO costs when we get there. I know we can't film inside because it's a federal building and we're not allowed to film inside federal buildings. So let's go find out exactly what we need and how much we need. Anything you want to say this morning?
Good morning. Have a great day. Have a sunny day.
Have a little tip for you guys. Some of you guys may know this. Of course, I'm from Arkansas. I'm from the sticks, if you want. And a thing we used to do when we have problems with our belts on our cars or trucks, mostly trucks. You ever get that belt when you turn your engine over and it squeaks, 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 and you just can't, no matter how tight you make your belt, no matter what. Here's a little tip for you. Get you a dry piece of thick soap. Just, whatever kind of soap, ivory, doesn't matter what kind or what color or anything like that. You get you a big block of soap. Make sure it's dry so you can hold on to it. Now you start your engine. Now this is where you have to be careful, and I mean be really careful, is you on the inside of your belt, if you just touch it and let it go around the belt, and it'll eat that bar of soap up. But you let it do that, you just keep doing that until the whole thing is coated real well. Don't ask me how it works. All I know is it does work. I've done it for years. So when this van we have does the same thing. It squeaks when you turn on the aircon or air conditioning. They call it aircon here. It's air conditioning in the van. So this morning I went out there with a bar of soap and I did that. While it was squeaking, I put the bar of soap on there and I let it just run through the bar of soap gently, and squeak went away. It does not make your belt slip or anything like that. It doesn't do that. But don't put grease or any kind of liquid grease or oil or stuff like that, because then it will. I don't know why bar soap works. It just does work. I don't know if that works on like mopeds, motorcycles with with belt driven transmissions. I don't know. All I can say is try it or ask your mechanic. But for vans, trucks, pickups, cars, they work great. Just a tip. Okay, so we're back again. And Mary and I, of course, went to the LTO this morning to figure out what we need to get for my driver's license. She doesn't even have a permit yet. She wants to learn to drive. Of course, that'll be a later video and probably a lot of medication with the video. So we'll get back to what we were doing today. And so break it down is when you go to get your license here in this country, when you land, they stamp your passport with a visa, which is good for 31 days. Now, on top of that visa, if you have a driver's license and the license from your country is in English, then you're good to go for 3 months or driving, which is really good because, well, we bought a van. So my license is good for 3 months here. It has to be in English though. So all of you people watching this that don't have a driver license in English, it won't work, they said. So we went to the LTO. We were there maybe 15, 20 minutes, hon?
Yeah.
About 15 or 20 minutes, and they took me in for a physical. Now I have all my paperwork right here, so yippee yay me. Now, when I sat down for the physical, I'm thinking I'm going to go into a room, as most of you guys know. Now, I was a professional truck driver. in my country, according to America, we have to take DOT physicals where stand up, sit down, jump, lift your leg, squat, twist, cough, all the good things a physical requires. Not here. So I sat down at a desk, and this is the questionnaire they gave me. So he looked at me straight in the eye and he said, "Are you physically and mentally fit to drive?" I said, "Yes, sir." He checked, "Yes." They look for your upper limbs, any amputations, lower limbs, left foot, right foot. You get the picture. Of course, I have all my limbs, but I am wearing a brace because of my little fall down stairwell. He noticed I wore glasses, so he said, "You wear glasses?" I said, "Yes, sir." And so he checked, "Yes, wear glasses." And then it's clicked. It clearly says clear eyesight. Yes, which with my glasses I do have clear eyesight. And one thing he put, has a hearing aid, has clear hearing. Oh, okay, I see. Has clear hearing. He's checked yes, so that's good. All right, for the physical part, the eye test. Oh, and I did open. He opened a book that had, the circles. Most of you guys who do the driving test in America, they show you a picture of a circle with colored little balls in it. Then there's another number in it with different color. So he had about 4 or 5 pages of that, and that was the extent of my physical and my eyesight. So I got a pass. And for my physical part, if I can do this right, maybe I can show you. Okay, so here is my physical, and it cost 300 pesos to do my physical. I blocked out my personal information because I really don't need that on there. So that was for the 300 for the physical, the eyesight, and that. And then I walked across to another building on the same side of the street for a urine test, for drug test, as I like to call them. Now, what they check for on the drug screen, now I'm going to try to say this without messing it up. Tetrahydrocannabinol and methamphetamines. That's it, I think. But anyway, so my test results are negative, which means I passed my drug screen. It's easy to it's easy, like Mary says, it's easy to pass a drug test when you don't take drugs. So don't take drugs, people. They're bad for you. So at that point, we paid for the drug screen. Now the drug screen, the drug screen was, oh, I'm sorry, I got that. The physical for the eye and everything was 100 pesos. The drug screen itself was 300 pesos. So a total of 400 pesos before you go see the LTO people. So with it out of the way, we went over across the street to the LTO. Now the LTO was very nice. We walked in and then we got shuffled outside. And we realized once we were outside that there was 3 rows of chairs, folding chairs, and every one of them chairs was a person waiting to get into the LTO. Now I just watched a video of Chris in Cebu, which by the way, if you're watching this, Chris, love your videos. He's got some really informative videos. Could get my mouth to work. So check him out, he's real good. And he waited for, I think he said 3 or 4 hours to get his license renewed. And we were looking at that long line of people and thought, nah, we're not going to sit there and do this whole wait thing for this long. It was already almost, what, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, something like that. It was already in the afternoon. So we decided we're going to go back in the morning when the doors open and be there. Now they open at 8 a.m., so we're going to be there hopefully around 7:30, quarter after 7. I want to be there early, get in and get out. Now, before I left, we wanted to make sure that we could even use my drug screen and physical the next day. And they said that it's good for 15 days. So that made it very simple for us to say goodbye. So when we were on the way home, we decided, you know what? We're getting, we have to get an ACR card. We were told by the, let me get back to that real quick. The guy who gave me the drug screen, He said that he could expedite the whole process by paying him 6,500 pesos. And he's not the LTO, but he works with the LTO. And of course, looking online on the official LTO website, it's nowhere near that amount to get the license. Now, Mary explained to me it could be that he could be. I'm not saying he is. He could be. We don't know. I didn't ask. He could be a fixer that helped get it done quickly, and for that you would pay extra money. And if you want to pay extra money to get done quickly, well, more power to you. But I think he said something along the lines that we have to be in the country for what, 6 months or 10 months?
10 months.
10 months before you can apply for a license here. Now remember, your license is only good for 3 months when you land. And so that would give us, what, 7 months to not be able to drive. So we're going to go back to the LTO tomorrow and we're going to find out what we need. Now we were told by the LTO person last time we visited them that if I had proof that I'm going to be here for at least 10 months, then they could process it. Well, with that being said, we left the LTO, we're headed home, we decided, hey, let's go to immigration and see when we're actually eligible for an ACR card, which is an Alien Certificate Registration Card, or I-card, I think they call it. So we went to immigration, we were there for maybe 10 minutes, they gave us the information we wanted, which was really good. It was pretty simple, straightforward. He said after your second visa extension, you're allowed to get your ACR card, or after 59 days. Now that's something you guys need to know. Who doesn't have an ACR, if you're in the Philippines, you have to get an ACR card if you are here longer than 59 days. It's the law. If they catch you without it, they will deport you and you can get blacklisted from the country. So make sure you do the right thing and get your ACR card when you can get it, if you plan on staying longer than 59 days or 59 days. So I got all the paperwork. We decided to go ahead and do it. The reason we decided to do it was because he said we could wait. I still had like 16 or 17 days left before my next extension, which would be my second extension. So he said, well, what you could do is you can go ahead and file it now. You can pay the extension, the extra extension now, 15, 16 days early, and you would get your ACR card next month. Otherwise, you can wait till your next extension, and then it would take another month past that to get it. So we decided to go ahead and do it now. They don't prorate it or anything like that, so I still have the 15 days left on my extension. I think they added on the end of that, so I didn't lose any of my half a month of extension. So here are the prices. I'll break it down for you. The Alien Certificate of Registration for an adult is 1,000 pesos. Now that is the certificate for registration. That's not the certificate at all. That's to register for it. The visa sticker, of course, is what you get stamped on your visa. That visa fee was 100 pesos. Then you have something called head tax. Yeah, I don't know either. So that's 250 pesos. After that, we have the monthly extension or application fee. Now again, that's not the monthly extension fee, that's the application fee. You pay for the fee for the application and then you pay for the fee. So the application fee was 300 pesos. And then you have the monthly extension fee. Now here's the fee is only 500 pesos. And then you have what they call an immigration clearance certificate. Again, this is certificate you're paying for, not the clearance. That is 700 pesos. And then you have the certificate fee. The immigration clearance certificate was 700, and then the certificate fee was 500 pesos. Now here's where the expensive part comes in. This is your ACR I-card or I-card fee. For the card itself, it's 2,485 pesos. And then after that, you got one last fee, which is called your legal research fee. Now, of course, it's exactly what it sounds like. They find out if you have any warrants here for you, or in the States, or if if you broke any laws, or if you owe anybody any money or didn't pay your bills, whatever, anything that that would get you basically deported and blacklisted. Just a little heads up. So, with a grand total for my extension, my ACR card, and all the paperwork, everything was a grand total of 5,895 pesos. Now, if you add the add 400 pesos to that, brings us to a grand total of 6,295 pesos. Or what we spent today was right at $126 US dollars and 82 cents for ACR and the extension and all the paperwork. Now here's something new that I didn't know about, or maybe this isn't new, maybe you guys know it isn't. When I went to when they called my name to get my receipt for everything, which you always keep your receipts. Any receipt you get from immigration, put it in a special place, staple them all together, because you never know when the computers say, hey, you didn't pay. Well, yeah, I did. Right here it is. When they call your name to get your passport and your receipt, I said, okay, so how long is my ACR card good for? They said it's good for 1 year. Now, I said, okay, so we have a receipt, and I said, well, what about my passport? And she did this. She gave me the finger, and I didn't know what to do, so I looked up. I think she looked up, and above the window, a big sign that says, all transactions regarding visas, I guess, like, you know, your 13A if you're married, or what's that? How do you pronounce that one? The Bakbayan, or what's that? Balikbayan visa. I guess you can take your wife, like Thailand or something, and you come back, and she can apply for a visa for 1 year, and it's good for a year. I guess maybe he was talking about that, or talking about getting an ACR card. But you don't, anyway, you don't get your passport back. They won't give it back to you. They have to send it with the paperwork to Manila. Then they do all their stuff over there, make sure your passport's legal and all that. And then they told me to come back to the immigration on the 19th to pick up my passport. So that was our little trip today. We did the immigration, we did the LTO, we got the ACR sent off, and everything, paid for that. So we're good to go. And which we were going to get the ACR card anyway, because as everybody knows, Mary and I are getting married, so you have to have an ACR card. And the LTO guy said, well, you have to have proof of you living here for you to get your driver's license. So now that we have this, we're going back tomorrow morning, and hopefully that'll be all we need. If not, we will work on it from there. So that's our adventure today. It took we left the house probably around 9 o'clock this morning, and we got back here around 3 p.m. So about 6 hours total, LTO, drug screen, everything. So yeah, if you have any questions or any remarks, please leave them in the down below, and we will answer all the comments or suggestions. And and again, as always, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. What else? My brain is working, but my mouth is not. So this is Kelly from Man and Kelly's Adventure. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.